boxing situation, my initial thought was no. Mike is deadly dangerous. If he can hit you, he can take your head off. But then as I thought about it more, that's the great Mike Tyson. How could you not? Who don't want to share the ring with Mike Tyson?
How is Roy Jones?
Yeah, he was formidable. I realize this is very complicated.
He ain't catching that. He's scared to catch that.
You have no idea what you have in store from the God of War.
You get in my face, I gotta hit you. Gotta knock a motherfucker out. Gotta hurt somebody. It's like David and Goliath. He's a giant, and I'm the little David who only has God on my side, which is only all I need.
There's never any doubt in my mind because I'm the best in the world. Even though a lot of you don't like to hear it, it's fact.
Boxing's a brutal sport. This is what I do.
When you become a fighter, that's because you can't do nothing else. One guy, he's the best in his generation, I'm the best in my generation.
If you're not a legend, you don't belong here.
We are just moments away here at the Staples Center again. A year that by any definition has not been normal. Well, tonight is definitely not a normal combat sports event, and Israel Adesanya, the undefeated UFC middleweight champion, I was in my early 20s when these two were in their primes, and seeing what they were able to accomplish. Obviously, it's an exhibition. Obviously, they are both over 50. Temper the expectations. They say if you don't expect nothing, you won't be disappointed. This is about curiosity. This is about nostalgia. This is about professional pride.
Yeah, 100%. This is, like you said, nostalgia. Mike is one of those guys, like in his era. Same with Roy. In his era, if you were alive, if you were there witnessing it happen, you can't even describe it. It's something that was just beautiful. It was hard to, like, I was a kid, you know, and I'm a guy who still to this day, whenever, example, you at the PI, the UFC PI, if you see Mike rocking around, everyone stops and looks.
Well, he transcended the sport.
More than the sport. He is Mike Tyson. And same with Roy Jones. Like Roy, when he was in his, he's the guy that would play a basketball game like hours before his fight.
Eric Lucas, the only athlete to ever participate in two paid sports events in one day. Now, Ray, you came back a few times, albeit with mixed results, right?
Yes.
Now, here we are. Mike Tyson, 15 years removed from his ignominious defeat against Kevin McBride. Roy Jones has been active, but hasn't been active for over 3 years, or close to 3 years. Why do fighters keep coming? Why do you come back? Is it all about the Benjamins, Ray?
For me, it's really hard to articulate unless you're in my shoes.
Well, put yourselves in Mike and Roy's shoes and compare yourself.
Well, for me, thank God, I didn't come back for financial reasons. I came back because I wanted to fight Marvin Hagler. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but fight Terry Norris, Hector Macho Camacho. I mean, I pushed the envelope too much without being ready here and here.
But you were in your 30s, and these guys are now in their 50s. And while it is an exhibition, do you feel that it's going to remain so? I mean, we're talking Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., two guys with healthy egos, a lot of pride.
You said exhibition?
I did?
No, there's no such thing as an exhibition. Even when I'm sparring with my brother Roger, I don't spar.
Well, what is your definition of hard sparring? That's what the California State Athletic Commission has decreed this match. They want them to go at it, but not necessarily hurt each other. Come on.
They have no control over that. They are going to hurt each other. Hate to say it.
Israel, what do you, I mean, you've been very vocal about the same thing. There's a big difference in terms of, people a lot of people, casual sports fans, lapsed boxing fans, with everything going on in the world, need a break from, I guess, reality. This is surreality. What about this fight tonight? What do you expect?
Honestly, I expect them to go at each other. Like I said, this is Thriller. This ain't vanilla. I don't know what this exhibition thing we're talking about is, but once someone gets touched, egos, like Mike said, the gods of war have summoned him again. They summoned him again. That's why, like Mr. Leonard said, in here, he's had that. Same with Roy. They have that. They're fighters through and through. It's like riding a bike. Once you're a fighter, you can't let go of that. You have to be able to, though.
All right, let's take a look at the illustrious numbers for both Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. And again, we talked about the age. We talked about the fact that they have been, well, throughout their careers, involved in so many highs and some lows as well. And what sticks out for you, Israel, when you look at the numbers, that winning streak definitely is impressive.
For me, it's just a record. Like, for me, I just see knowledge passed down. Just, this is crazy. These guys have been around. They're old dogs, and they still got some new tricks up their sleeve.
And their knockout streaks lengthy, 19 for Tyson, 17 for Roy Jones. And yeah, y'all must have forgot. I mean, Roy Jones Jr., obviously a man known for his boxing, his creative offense, much like you, Israel. But he also possessed some pop, the uppercuts, the Glenn Kelly. I mean, that was a posterizing of a fighter when he had his hands down, pop Glenn Kelly. So let's see, Ray, again, final words in terms of what is the realistic expectations tonight?
You know, when the fight was first announced, I said Mike Tyson, but I didn't include Roy Jones Jr. Anything can happen here. I can't call it.
What would be a success for you?
For me, if they both showed their true heart and even go more than 4 rounds and show true skill, that would be a big win for everyone.
And I think it's an advantage for both, but for Mike Tyson especially, 2-minute rounds. They were supposed to wear headgear, and, well, if you go back to the rematch with Evander Holyfield, maybe Roy Jones Jr. wishes they were wearing headgear tonight, but it's they're not going to be wearing headgear. 8 2-minute rounds.
Maybe you and I can do that.
Maybe you can do that, and I'll call it.
The man's about that action.
All right, so here we go. We are just moments away. Legends only.